Hello everyone and welcome to another One Piece card match for EB-01. Today I am playing the red purple Uta, and on the right is Marcus playing the green Hody. This matchup is really weird because Hody can really control the Uta's board in this matchup, and she's fast, but she's not fast enough to actually compete with his amount of I guess board control. If you guys don't know, this Lucci, his effect is kind of wild, being able to rest every turn at the cost of not being able to attack. But you'll see in this match that doesn't really matter too much for the Hody. But yeah, so he goes first after winning the die roll. He goes Kami and he picks up the little octopus guy. I go second and I go ahead and play a Bueno Festa, and I go ahead and search here. Here's one of the updates I made to the deck. I did put in the 10 cost Shanks. It's one of the recommendations I got from the comments. By the way, I read those to put in, but I accidentally don't take it because I forgot how my ratios are in the deck, and I actually have less Shanks in the event. I thought this was going to be a very mid-range battle for me, and so I went ahead and I took the event in thinking that I'd be able to actually use it more effectively, but we'll see how that actually turns out towards the end. So he goes ahead, it goes back to his turn, he swings 5 in, goes Mihawk into the octopus guy, and then he'll pass it back to me. And I go ahead and draw for turn, and I go up to 4 Dawn. And let's see what I got here for the turn. So I go 5, and I trash 1 film card to Rampadon and minus him by 4. And I don't remember what I go into here. I think I went into life not thinking about it, and I go ahead and I pop the octopus guy. In hindsight, I probably should have went 6 into him with Uta and then popped the Mihawk. But hindsight's 2020. But yes, we're here anyway. I have 1 open Dawn. Kind of misplayed my Dawn there, but he goes ahead, rests the Point of Festa, and he swings in with Kami, getting her some value. I know it's just my searcher, but still value. He goes the squid guy, and the squid guy plays Arlong, which will make it to where my leader can't attack, which does mean I cannot ramp next turn, which kind of sucks for me. I do think this play right here really just swings the tempo in his favor. He's got 5 life, and I have to figure out how to clear this board. So I go 4 for Ein. Ein goes ahead and gives me a Dawn. I go Shiki because that puts me at 8. And I draw 1, trash 1. I have to decide what I want to trash here. And I go ahead and I trash an Uta. And this is what I meant. So I played the Shiki, and I completely forgot that his Arlong, or not Arlong, his Hody, I might have been calling him Arlong this whole time. His Hody can just rest the Shiki, and then Kami gets to swing in the Shiki for free. And I was like, dang, actually, that might just cost me the game. He goes 5 in. I have to take it. I'm running low on counter already when it comes to just 5k swings. Then he goes 7 in, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to give him too many cards. And then he goes really big. He goes 8 in, and I'm like, all right, perfect. I got 2 2ks for this. And he did all of that without taking any life. He goes 3 for this little red guy. I forget all of their names, all the fisherman names I forget. But he's really good because he lets him re-swing. And I'm like, man, I think you just win right here. The aggression that he got from the double waterfall, the Mihawk into the octopus, and then the squid into the Arlong, just massive tempo swings. So I go 6 into the Arlong because he only has 1 card. So I'm hoping I can do some board control here, but I just don't have enough bodies to do it. And I only have enough. I have 2 blockers, but 2 blockers still lose to 1 Hody from hand. I do swing into the squid guy, but I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm thinking if I want to do the effect, because I'm trying to figure out if I can fit a Vista into my play to clear another body. Or not a Vista. I'm trying to see if I can use the any combination of things here to actually how do I say it? Make good removal. But I go ahead and I just swing the 6, and then I go double Shiki so I can filter my hand a bit. So here's the first Shiki. I go ahead and get rid of a Vista. I go another Shiki. I draw into a Vista, and I like, dude, I don't need a Vista. So then I go rest 3. I go ahead and kill the guy that swings twice. And I just have to hope that this is enough. He has 5 life. I'm very far behind. So he goes 5. Or he goes effect, rest the Shiki, Kami into the Shiki. And then he goes Zoro and he just passes here. And I think the Zoro really seals the game here. There's no way I can clear all of his bodies. And I don't have any minusing effects here. And I got very punished here for also not going for the what is it called, for that Shanks in the beginning of the game. If I would have actually taken that Shanks, I could have done the Vista play last turn to kill the red guy that restands. And then I could have, yeah, I'm actually explaining to him like, dang, I took this event. So I could have still done everything I did and then play a Shanks this turn and not have lost anything. So I go ahead and I just swing 5 into the Kami. I'm like, alright, at least I can save myself from getting BM'd, right? I go and I swing 5 into life. He goes ahead and takes it. Whether he has counter or not, it does not matter. And then he just gets the trigger to rest my Shiki. I'm like, okay, that is actually just game. So I just go 5 for a Guild Tesoro, pass a 5 up, and let's see what he decides to do. How does he want to end this game? We do run, I forgot to say, we did run a 2 out of 3, so this is just game 1. So he goes 5 in. I go ahead and just take it to see if I get anything that could save me, and I don't. So then he goes in for 7, and then he just throws everything onto the Zoro, and yep, that's game. And we'll just go ahead and pause and go to game 2. Alright, and here we are back with game 2. Since I did lose last round, I decide I am going to go second. I think the curve for this deck is actually just way better. Second, you're able to get to 6 Dawn on your 3rd turn. Or wait, no, I believe it's 8. Hold on, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 4, 5, 6, next turn 8. Yeah, you get to 8 Dawn on your 3rd turn this way. If you open Iron, which is very, very good. I'm thinking that a new step in the direction for this deck might be going a Straw Hat engine, so that way you can actually benefit more with searchable removal counter and go more of an event heavy version. I don't know how to explain it. I'm still testing this deck out. But he does go Kami and searches the Arlong, or not Arlong, Hody. I go Buena Festa and I decide to learn my lesson this time and I take the Shanks, because if I bottom deck him, I'm not seeing him for the rest of the game. Alright, and so we just pass it back. I'm feeling good with this hand. I don't think either of us mulligan because we're like, okay, we're pretty confident here. So he does go 5 in. Then he plays 3 to go Dosan. And I have to make the decision here. Do I remove it or do I just continue to play through? And I decided that last time he had 5 life for too long. I should just start swinging at life. The less life he has, the less chances he has to actually use his effect. So I do minus the Dosan anyway, and I ramp. And I am deciding here if I go ahead and I ramp again by playing Ein, or if I go Vista to pop. I decided to ramp again because I want to be at 8 Dawn so I can get to 10 quickly, so I can react with my Shanks whenever I need to. So now he goes to his 5 Dawn turn, and let's see what he decides to do here. He's got so many cards in hand. He even got one off of the life, and our boards are kind of the same here. Nothing really happened to like that decides, but here he goes ahead and he rests the Buena Festa, goes Kami, and then he goes the squid guy, or not squid guy, octopus guy, and he rests the Ein, and then he goes 7 into the Ein. Okay, anyway, so sorry, weird cut in the video. So he goes 7 into my Ein. I have to decide if I want to get rid of the counter, and I go ahead and I counter out for 8. And now I am at 8 Dawn, because I was like, man, I need the body so I can actually clear the board here. And so I'm just counting out what I can do. So I have 5, so I can play a Guild Tesoro. So I go ahead and I swing 5 into the Kami, and I'm thinking on effect here. I don't know what I want to do. I do remember this sequence. I'm trying to wrap my brain around how I can actually manage this board, because I can't actually KO the Dozon here because I can't kill it by battle. So I have to use an effect to actually kill it. And I'm counting on my down. I'm like, okay, do I go 8 in here? And he goes, if you want, he gives me the option to actually take this back. I do decide I'm going to ramp no matter what to minus the Dozon. But I'm like, wait, no, this just doesn't work. So I go into the Kami, I still minus the Dozon, just in case I need to actually end up removing it. And then I look at my hand and I realize that I actually don't have a way to remove it. So I just end up swinging 8 into life. And I'm like, oh man, the spirals of misplace that just happened right there sucked, because I forgot that Vista pops 3Ks and I thought that I would actually be able to minus him, but because of his effect boost, he actually stays at 6 for the duration of your opponent's turn. Which, you know, these Fishman cards, they really just come out with random effects that you don't expect, and that's how they get you. Alright, so going into, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dawn turn is like a perfect Hody turn right here. You could just clear my entire board. Let's see, he's trying to think about how he wants to do this. He's got so many cards in hand. And I have 3. It is not looking good for the red purple Uta here. So he goes ahead, he goes Hody effect. He doesn't rest anything, but he doesn't want to take life. Then he goes ahead and he activates the Octopus's effect, which will boost him to a 7k body. So then he swings 7k into Iron. I can't give him 2 cards for this. It's just not, it's not beneficial for me to actually do. And then he goes 7 to play the Hody. Hody will rest, and then he goes 8 into the Giltosoro. And I was asking him, like, does this guy just get 6 for free? And he's like, yeah, but only when attacking. So I'm like, man, I have the counter to save the Tesoro from the 8, but I don't have the counter to save it from the 6. So I go ahead and I take that life, and I'm now at 2 life, and I'm in pain. I don't even know what to do at this point. It is a very scary situation. He's got lethal on board, and I am looking at a hand of dead characters, really. So I go ahead and I swing 5 into life just to see if I can do something. He counters out. I go Shanks to pop the Hody. It's the only thing I can really do at this moment. And yep, we go ahead and we pass it back to him. And I am looking at, it looks like 4k counter in hand. So let's see if I can actually survive this turn. I had to decide if I wanted to go for double Gil Tesoro, hoping that they all live. Maybe there was a argument that I should have gone double Tesoro, just so that way I could get back to 2k counters. But we'll have to see if I even live. So he boosts up to 7 after using the Hody leader effect to not take any damage. So he goes 7, boost, and he goes and swings 7 in to my life, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to take one of these swings, but he has so much Dawn. So I take this swing, I don't get a trigger. Then he goes 8 in, and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, this is gonna take all my cards, but I have to keep 1 life open. But another Hody just wrecks me. So I do go ahead and counter out of this, because if I have 0 life, I am as good as dead. And then he goes ahead and he sets up game on board. The red guy can swing multiple times. The Arlong makes it to where I can't attack with my leader, so I can't double clear bodies. I go ahead and I clear the Octopus because it's the only thing I can do. I go Gil Tesoro. I minus 1 Dawn, and I just pick up 2Ks, I believe. I was about to pick up this Shiki, but then I thought about it. I'm like, man, if I pick up this Shiki, he's just gonna rest it, and I die anyway. So I go ahead and I decide that I'm going to go Bueno Festa here. I only have 5 Dawn left, so I'm hoping I can find a blocker off of this that doesn't just die immediately. And I'm like, alright, last card, and it is a 4-cost Uta. I'm like, thank God I found something. So I go ahead and I rest 4 and I play the Uta, and I'm living on a prayer right now. I have 4k counter in hand. He knows I have 2k, but he doesn't know that only one of them is counter. Alright, so now he's at his 10 Don. He's just gonna math it out to see if he can actually get it. Alright. Goes ahead and he swings 7 into my life. And I go ahead and I block this. And I rest so I can kill the Daramana guy, whatever he's called. Because I'm kind of scared that if I took the hit, he could just put all of his Don on one character and swing in. After he rests with the Arlong, or with the Hody effect. I keep getting him switched up. Again, we're in this situation where I did rest his character. He possibly has game on board, but if he swings any of his attacks to be under one of my counter, I do live one more turn. And I have a possibility of actually turning this around if he does math it incorrectly. So he goes ahead and he counts it up to 9k. I thought I had... Oh no, I have exactly 9k in hand. And then the last life is the event that pops a 4k or less if you rip it off a trigger. And I'm now in a situation that if he swings 8, I can possibly win. Boom, he swings too big for me, and I'm like, dang, it's fine. He was like, oh yeah, if you did counter out of it, I had the Vanderdecken to kill the Shanks. So I would be left with only swinging my last 3 characters, which would have been the Giltesoro, the Buena Festa, and my leader. So in the end, I think he had it no matter which way it unfolded. But definitely need to play more of this red-purple Uta. She's good, I just gotta get more familiar with the card pool. But yeah, if you guys liked, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.